hold it in, I want you to clap really loud. That's good. All right. When you talk.
All right. Let me go ahead and just start it over.
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Justin Lovingood. I compete in weightlifting, and I deliver medical equipment to patients for a living. I honestly don't think it does right now. My goal and long-term goal has been to be a physical therapist. That's why I changed my majors and transferred schools to be a physical therapist. So once I was done with school, I didn't really want to go back immediately. I was kind of done with classes. I had been in school for 5 years with changing majors and everything like that. So I figured I would work some, save up some money, and then go back to school eventually, maybe 2-3 years later. I'm at that point now. So once I'm a physical therapist, then I feel like physical therapy will tie into the recovery aspect of weightlifting. Well, I didn't start lifting weights until 11th grade. I know a lot of weightlifters start when they're young, and technically I wouldn't even consider myself a weightlifter full-time until about a year or so ago. So I'm technically new to the sport, but in 11th grade, I started taking weightlifting class, just like a lot of high school guys do, and it was very interesting to me. So just like how the body works and how everything moves. So my weightlifting coach at the time taught us power snatches and power cleans, and I didn't play football, never played football, but the only thing I could keep up with the football players in were power cleans and power snatches. So I was the guy who was 6 foot tall, 165 pounds, power cleaning what the linemen were power cleaning at that time, so, or close to it. So, 100 pounds less than those guys, just as strong in those lifts. I always knew that I was explosive and liked doing those types of movements, so once my coach introduced me to that, it was kind of like, there we go. That's what's fun for me in the gym. That's what I enjoy doing. So I did that. After high school, I stopped for about 2 years, just kind of did basic weight training and didn't really get anywhere. And then I was like, all right, you know what? It's time to actually do something. So I trained to walk on to the football team where I went to school without ever playing. So I figured I'd just get stronger. Still didn't really do any Olympic lifts or anything like that, just because the gym that I was in was more so just all metal plates, no bumper plates or anything like that. So once I transferred schools, there was a gym, I got a coach. She helped me for about the first 8 months and taught me form and taught me the importance of form instead of ego in the gym, instead of just picking up a bar and trying to throw it over your head. She taught me the importance of getting everything right, doing things the right way, taking your time to do things the right way. And the accessories and everything that goes along with just the 2 main lifts. So once I made the football team, kind of did the lifts then, but afterwards is when I got serious about Olympic weightlifting. So I would say in the end of 2010, beginning of 2011, I started to program more Olympic lifts into my programming, maybe doing them 2-3 times a week. And then after that, had knee surgery April of 2012. After my knee surgery, I was like, you know what, I want to lift. I want to compete and see where I can go with it, even though I'm not going to be Kendrick Ferris or anyone like that in the United States. I just want to see where I can go with it, just to have a goal and something to work towards. So since April of last year, after my knee surgery, I've kind of just strictly been doing Olympic lifting, and that's kind of how I started and where I've gone through with that. Okay, well, my goals for the sport, I guess I could say, honestly, just to push myself and see where I can get. I mean, like I said, again, I'm not trying to be Kendrick Ferris or D'Angelo Osorio, Ian Wilson, John North, my former coach. So I'm not trying to be those guys. I don't think with my age now and where I'm at, I don't think I can get to those guys physically, and I'm okay with that. I just want to push myself and just, within the rankings, I guess, just kind of see where I can get within the United States and just have a good time doing it. It's not even about a ranking or anything like that. It's just having fun to get to that point, enjoying myself as I'm lifting, enjoying myself in the gym to have a good time. If that's my hobby, I might as well enjoy it, so why not? And why not be good at it? To be successful in weightlifting, I mean, I'm a rookie, and like I said, my goal is to just be as good as I can personally be. So I can only speak on that. I'm not a pro at this. Don't train at the Olympic Training Center, and I never will, because I'll never be that good. So I can't answer the way they would answer the question. But to be good at weightlifting, I feel like you have to have discipline, obviously, one. If you're training 5 or 6 days a week and constantly pushing yourself, you can't really slack off if you have a goal. It's like that with anything in life. If you want something, you go get it, and you work your ass off until you get there. So in weightlifting, one, you have to work hard and you have to be disciplined. Two, you have to be strong. You're not going to put a weight over your head if you're not strong. Form is great, and it's great to learn and learn and learn as much as you can on form, but at a certain extent, you have to be strong. Otherwise, you're just going to be stuck with amazing form and snatching 70 kilos. So I feel, one, to be disciplined and push yourself and hardworking. Two, to know form and technique, and to also be as strong as you can possibly be. Well, when I did start to go to John North's gym, we trained 6 days a week. The entire team would train Monday, Wednesday, Friday, twice a day, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, once a day. But because I have a full-time job, I could only train in the afternoons. So training in the afternoons 6 days a week is what I do now. I'll do the full lifts 3 to 4 times a week with some complexes in there and accessories every day. Tuesday, Thursdays are shoulder and back day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I do the full lifts. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, I do legs. And then, like I said, every day, some type of accessory to make some certain type of body part stronger, because there's always something to work on that will help the main 2 lifts. Oh man, my diet is like a fat kid right now. My work schedule, I work from about 5:45 to 1:45, 8 hours straight. So early, and I'm constantly seeing patients, so I just eat around when I can see patients. Can't even really pack my lunch, so I just have to eat, sometimes, most of the time, just hospital food. And just eat as much protein and carbs and vegetables as I can, so I can, 1, get my protein in, and 2, have my carbs for energy, and 3, get my vegetables for vitamins and minerals, just like your mom always tells you. My supplementation, I feel like, is very simple. I don't think you need a whole lot of supplementation. I'd hardly ever take pre-workouts. If I do, it's just something simple. I do something with caffeine in it just to kind of get me going. A lot of the times I'll just drink coffee beforehand, just because I feel it's healthier for you than all the extra additives as a pre-workout would give you. Creatine, pre and post-workout. Protein, morning, night, pre and post-workout. So mainly protein and creatine are my only supplementations. I also do vitamin C, fish oil, and glucosamine and chondroitin to help with my joints, things like that. Oh man, well, again, me being a rookie, and only knowing about international level weightlifting through YouTube or the Olympics, things like that. One, I think we need more teams like Muscle Driver USA, areas where they can house lifters like the Olympic Training Center, areas where they can monitor eating, monitor sleeping, monitor the lifting with the coaches, a coach that can constantly do a solid program for each individual lifter, where they're constantly doing studies on the lifters to make sure they're lifting at their peak performance daily, whether that be you take a lot of weight off and because they're tired, and you just go based on their feel. One, I think that would be good for any athlete, just like they do in college. Two, like I said, just the training center where they can have someone stay, where they can monitor all their action, where you can have an athlete who's actually an athlete, not someone who, like me, works full-time and then does this as a hobby. If you want weightlifting to be good in America, you have so many athletes. Like, you have, look at football. You can play football from an early age, knowing that if you work your ass off and work hard in middle school, work hard in high school, work hard in college, if you can possibly go to school for free. If you work your ass off growing up, you can get a scholarship and go to college for free. College is expensive. I have a lot of college debt, if you can work that hard and go to college for free off of a sport, and then possibly go and make millions just by chasing around a guy with a football and knocking them over with a helmet on. Not knocking football at all. I love football. I played football. But if you have that opportunity for the lifters, and that's available, or excuse me, not for the lifters, for the children, you know, whether it be NBA, whether it be Major League Baseball, whether it be football, whether it be soccer, you have all these opportunities for these kids to succeed. They know that it's a solid league. They know that if they work as hard as they can, one day they can possibly play professional. Weightlifting, you pay for your gym membership. It's you. Like, you might have a team, but it's you. And you work as hard as you can for a little medal that's this big. And you drive to the weightlifting meets, and you pay your way to those weightlifting meets. And you, like I said, you pay your gym membership. You might pay for your bar. You might pay for your weights instead of getting a scholarship to do so. Where in other countries, you can grow up as a weightlifter and be that huge star and be the person who makes all that money. You know, that's not available to the children. It's not a mainstream sport, so these kids don't know that you can do weightlifting and have a lot of fun in it and have a lot of self-satisfaction in weightlifting and the sport. And, you know, if your prize is a medal this big that's plated in gold or plated in silver or bronze, and then, you know, not even, it's like that's what you get. So I feel like the desire for a kid to get something like this instead of a stack of money this big. If you're a kid, you're going to go for the stack of money this big, obviously. We need training centers. We need things that can show these kids, hey, you do this sport, you can be successful. You can, you know, have a lot of self-satisfaction, and after the sport, when you're done, you can coach, you can help other people do so, but you're not going to live in a shitty apartment with like a mattress in it and that's it. Because as of right now, unless you're a head strength coach somewhere in high school, college, professional sport, you're not going to make a lot of money as a coach anywhere unless you open up your a CrossFit affiliate and have a weightlifting team on the side just to do for fun, just to, I mean, have CrossFit just to pay the bills to support your weightlifting. So I think just more exposure to the sport in general would help. CrossFit has done an excellent job of that. Not every CrossFitter can do a snatch and clean and jerk amazingly, but not every weightlifter can either. Just more exposure to the sport, I feel, would be great for weightlifting, so that, I mean, this generation isn't going to have the best weightlifters. Next generation might not either, but the more and more generations that see CrossFit or see weightlifting on TV or anything like that may be getting more interested, and you'd have more options as a kid, you know, to pick that instead of the parents say, hey, go play football instead. So just, again, to reiterate, more exposure, better facilities for the athletes. I mean, paying the athletes, just not having them have to pay their own way. So I think things like that you get with other sports, eventually the United States could become a powerhouse, because I think it's the hardest sport to do. I've played baseball, I've played rugby, I've played football. I mean, those are only 3 sports, but when it comes down to it, mentally, weightlifting is harder than all of those. It's you and that bar. If you want it over your head, you put it over your head. And if you don't have any incentive besides a medal this big, you're not going to get a lot of good weightlifters.
Give a shout out to anybody?
I mean, those guys at Stratiform that I lifted with, you know, thank you. I mean, I still talk to some of you and still like to lift with some of you when I can. Thank you for showing me, you know, what to do in the gym and how to perform and how to act in the gym. John North, man, I know you're controversial as fuck and you love that, but, you know, again, regardless of what people think of you, you work your ass off, and that's all I care about. And I don't care about anything else besides that. You work your ass off, man, and you deserve everything that you've got and everything that you're going to have. So again, thank you for taking me in and just helping me become a better lifter. Josh Lawson, Not a lot of people know this guy, but he's one of the reasons I made the football team at App. He helped me out with programming before I made the team. So lifting-wise, the guys at Stratiform, you know, John North, Jess North, his wife, his rock, all the guys that I was on the team with at John North's gym, those guys push me every day, all of you. And then, you know, Josh Lawson for constantly being a friend who was there to help me out, even when, you know, you're halfway across the United States. So yeah.
All right, that's a wrap. Good job. How'd you feel about it? Thanks. This is a good interview, man. You're really good with questions and answering.
You're good with questions.
All right. Question 3.
I'm sorry. If that was real crackly in your ear just then.
No, it wasn't. It crackles at certain times. It's really weird.
You're weird.
It's a little weird.
I always do that and just say things like, you're weird.
This is bloopers outtakes right now.
Bloopers, outtakes. Hey, mic check.
In your,
Come on, ask me the question. Stop laughing.
in